Alright folks, I'm fixing to show y'all why I like using these little cheap NDS drain basins. It's because I can add them 6-inch risers to them and I can change things. See, I put all these drains in before this concrete was poured, and now that this driveway's poured, I need to bring that up to where it's only about 1.5 inches below that concrete, you know, so the sod can come over and meet it. Well, with a square basin, they don't make any risers for them that I know of. So the little round basins is the way to go. I'll show you how simple that is. I've already dug around this. Just gonna wiggle my current riser out of there. I just had a little short one on there. And I had some screws to hold the... I had some screws in there to hold the grate on, because those grates will float off. So I got to take these screws out. When I put them back now, since the landscaper's coming, I won't be using these screws. I'll just use a big zip tie and attach a brick to them. And I'll show you that. Just throw my screws down here. Should be one here. Yeah, there's my other screw. Get this out of here. Got mud in the Phillips head. Really should have used a galvanized hex head for this. You don't want to leave screws, because somebody will come along and decide they want to pull that grate to clean it, and they'll wind up pulling the riser plumb out of the basin, and dirt will fall in it, and that's where troubles start getting everything stopped up. And you know, I'll come back and flush them out with a water hose a couple of times if I have to, but I don't have to babysit a job from here on. Now see, I'll save that piece of riser, because that'll be usable on another job. But I'm going to mark this other one, put it in here. And I'm going to lay me a board across there, and I'm going to mark this and cut it off where I want it. I'll come back here in a minute and show you that. I'm going to pause this video so it ain't so long. Alright, y'all see I got me a board rigged up there, so I can mark that where I want to cut that riser off. And that won't be exact, because I got to allow for the thickness of that grate. Put your foot on that basin so you don't wiggle it out. Alright, I'm going to show you how I cut these off. Alright, I've allowed for the thickness of my grate, and what I do is I just measure up all the way around this pipe here on the tailgate of the truck. You want to be at a comfortable height. I'm just going to make this 11 inches. And I'll show you how I cut it off, and it's the simplest way I found to do it. trust me, you don't want to do this with a sawzall. A sawzall is unsafe. Too much jumping around and splitting the pipe and whatever. I bet y'all are going to like the way that I cut this piece of 1/6" here. You know, I don't think they really make a sawzall blade that'll go all the way through a 1/6" anyway. It'd be a big long brush cutting blade or something like that. The way I do it is so simple. So simple it hurts. And that's a skill saw. Nice and clean, pretty cut. You notice I wasn't moving the skill saw, I was just rotating the pipe. Now if you got a little short piece, you got to be careful because you don't want your fingers close to that blade. Put this back together. Alright, this won't take but a second. That's cut so smooth, well, I can actually put that facing up if I want to, but this is a factory edge, so I'm going to put that facing up. And try my grate on there. And that is lower than the low place in the concrete, so that's what we want. Now, get me a zip tie out of here. These plastic grates, they will float. So what I do is I zip tie me a brick in there. I might add that this is December 10th and I'm over here doing this on my birthday, but this has got to be done because the landscaper's supposed to be here tomorrow. And this is going to conclude my work on this job. I do the dirt work, but I don't do the final fill in behind the concrete. Once the sidewalks and all that's poured, let the landscaper worry with that. You see what I got there? I got me a brick zip tied to that just as a weight. Sometimes I'll break the brick off because I don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. Cut off the excess zip tie. That's what you got. That'll hold your grate down. That's all done. I'll pack my dirt back in around that, and that's complete. That's why I like them NDS drain basins from Lowe's. That's the best thing going. I recommend buying a whole 20-foot stick of that 6" because it's like $17 for 2 feet of it at Lowe's. I'm fixing to buy a 20-foot stick of it because that's just the way to go. But on this job, I bought the short 2-foot pieces because I didn't have any of it and I just had to get going again. And here we are. That's all you got to do. That's why you don't want to use the square basins. Most of those square basins only have an outlet for a 4-inch pipe anyway, and that's all this guys use is 4-inch pipe. So those little NDS basins are great. Thank you all for watching.